terms of reliability, we are looking good, and that's true, and that is a positive.
Don't give me hope.
Formula One is changing right now. For the first time in years, the sport is running under a completely new set of technical regulations. New cars, new engines, new manufacturers, and a new philosophy behind how performance is created. As preseason testing gets underway, teams are discovering what these rules truly mean on track. Not in simulations, not on paper, but in reality. Today, we break down how Formula One looks in 2026, what has changed,
everything is changing,
and how this new era is already reshaping the sport. The motivation behind the 2026 regulations is clear and immediate. Formula One is actively reshaping itself to become more sustainable, more relevant to road car technology, less expensive for manufacturers, and more competitive on track. The previous hybrid era delivers incredible efficiency, but it also becomes extremely complex and costly. Only a small number of manufacturers are capable of competing at the top level. The 2026 reset addresses that problem directly. Under the engine cover, Formula One now runs a fundamentally different power unit. The cars still use 1.6-liter V6 turbo engines, but power output is now split almost evenly between internal combustion, electric energy. This change is immediately visible in testing. Electric power plays a much larger role in acceleration, energy recovery, and lap time. At the same time, the MGUH is gone, removing one of the most complex and expensive components in modern F1 history. Engines now run on 100% sustainable fuel, achieving carbon-neutral combustion without sacrificing performance. The result is a power unit that is simpler, cleaner, and far more relevant to the automotive industry. The impact of the 2026 regulations is already visible in the paddock. Audi is present as a full works team. Ford partners with Red Bull. Honda returns as an official engine supplier. These manufacturers are not here for nostalgia. They are here because the current regulations align with real-world engineering priorities. Electric systems, energy management, and sustainable fuels are no longer side features. They define performance. Formula One finally speaks the same technical language as the global car industry. The cars themselves are immediately different. Compared to previous seasons, the 2026 cars are shorter, narrower, lighter. This changes how they behave in corners and in traffic. Drivers report that the cars feel more agile but less forgiving. Low-speed sections demand precision. Mistakes cost more time. These cars reward commitment, not just aerodynamic efficiency. One of the most noticeable changes is the introduction of active aerodynamics. Instead of fixed wings and DRS, cars now switch between low drag mode on straights, high downforce mode in corners. This system applies to all cars, not just the one attacking. Overtaking is no longer based on artificial speed boosts. It depends on timing, positioning, and how well a driver manages energy deployment. In testing, this fundamentally changes how battles develop, especially at high-speed circuits. Overall, downforce levels are lower than in the previous era. Cars slide more. Rear stability is less guaranteed. Mechanical grip becomes critical. Drivers must actively manage throttle, braking, and steering input, especially on worn tires. This places greater responsibility on driver skill and adaptability. The car no longer masks mistakes as easily. With electric power accounting for a much larger share of total output, energy management defines every lap. Drivers cannot deploy maximum electrical power continuously. They must choose when to attack, when to defend, and when to conserve. Poor energy management leads to vulnerability on straights. Smart deployment creates overtaking opportunities. This adds a tactical layer that affects qualifying, race pace, wheel-to-wheel combat. Races now unfold not just on track, but in energy strategy. The first chapter of 2026 unfolds at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. No live broadcasts, no official timing screens, no public data. Just engineers, drivers, and machines working behind closed doors. From January 26th to 30th, the new generation of Formula One cars runs its first serious kilometers. Moderate winter conditions provide a stable environment perfect for understanding fundamentals, balance, cooling, reliability, and energy deployment. This is not about headline lap times. It is about survival. It is about making sure the new 50/50 hybrid power units function under sustained load. It is about understanding how active aerodynamics transitions from low drag to high downforce mode without destabilizing the rear of the car. By the fifth and final day of the closed session, a glimpse of speed emerges. Lewis Hamilton, driving for Ferrari, sets a benchmark lap of 1 minute, 16.348, quicker than Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc during that phase of testing. But even that number tells only part of the story. Teams focus on refining car balance. They analyze new aerodynamic concepts. They study how energy recovery behaves over long runs. Some engineers quietly admit the perfect setup is still not found, but the data is flowing. And in Formula One, data is power. Barcelona lays the foundation. Bahrain raises the intensity. Then moves to the Bahrain International Circuit. This time, it is official. 2 3-day sessions, open timing screens, public scrutiny. In Bahrain's desert heat, the 2026 machines face a different challenge. Long straights test energy deployment. High temperatures stress cooling systems. Heavy braking zones expose stability issues under reduced downforce. Here, patterns begin to emerge. The fastest times shift between McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull. No single team dominates outright. On one of the testing days, Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap. But speed is only one part of the equation. Mercedes and Red Bull both encounter minor reliability concerns, not unexpected in a brand new technical era. Drivers and engineers work intensely to find harmony between straight line speed and corner stability. Some teams complete high lap counts, prioritizing endurance and consistency. Others focus on performance runs, searching for raw pace. But one truth remains. Testing times never reveal the full picture. Fuel loads vary. Engine modes are hidden. True performance is often masked. Pre-season testing offers clues, not conclusions. As testing progresses, an early competitive picture begins to form. Mercedes impresses with consistency and high mileage, particularly in Barcelona. Reliability appears strong. The foundation looks solid. Ferrari shows encouraging balance. Competitive lap times, smooth integration of the new power unit, and no major issues suggest genuine potential at the front. McLaren consistently appears near the top of timing sheets and accumulates valuable laps. Their stability over long runs could become a decisive advantage once racing begins. Red Bull maintains its trademark speed and aggressive performance, but minor reliability questions remain, understandable during the transition to a new engine architecture. In the midfield, teams like Haas, Alpine, Audi, and Cadillac focus on optimization. Data collection becomes their priority. Under new regulations, small gains can mean massive jumps in competitiveness. But it is crucial to remember, pre-season testing measures potential, not destiny. The true hierarchy only reveals itself under race pressure, when qualifying begins, when strategies collide, when mistakes carry consequences. That is when the real battle for 2026 starts. Formula One is not waiting to see if 2026 works. It is already happening. Preseason testing is revealing strengths, weaknesses, and surprises. And the first races will expose everything else. Leave a like, subscribe for more Formula One content, and share your thoughts. Is this the future Formula One needed? See you in the next video.